I'm here. Last night, we witnessed the emergence of the Wyatt Sicks. Now, this schizo gimmick has been teased for a little bit. Bray Wyatt's character was always one that worked better in concept rather than execution. However, concepts that Bray Wyatt would consistently develop and reinvent himself with, they were pretty genius. And after seeing the documentary that WWE released on Peacock that was talking about Bray Wyatt and his memory, it was cool to see Bo Dallas speak about Bray with such pride. Unfortunately, Bray Wyatt passed away last year, but I think the idea of continuing his characters and his lore is an interesting one. And the way this was done was shot incredibly well. I believe WWE needed this. One thing about WWE is that post-WrestleMania, there tends to be this slump. And I think that despite a lot of the TVs being competent recently, on both Raw and SmackDown, you could tell there's a lot of groundwork that is being laid rather than any kind of like big angle. Until now. I think the Wyatt crew is the best way to do that. You could tell by just the way it's broken down, the way the costume design is. These are all the Firefly Funhouse characters come to life. And ever since watching the documentary about Bray Wyatt that WWE released on Peacock, it's really cool to see Bo Dallas get a chance to continue this legacy. While the Wyatt character and his lore had kind of a difficult time translating sometimes into WWE's programming, I'm inclined to have a lot more faith that they can execute it correctly this time. Especially when Bo Dallas is the one who continues it. People forget that Bo Dallas at one time was one of the best heels NXT had ever produced. Everything they've ever given him, he's knocked out of the park. Whether it was the B team where he was just a jobber tag guy, he still made it memorable. Whether it was the delusional optimist Bo Dallas, Mr. Bo Leave, he knocked it out of the park. Everything Bo Dallas has been given, he's executed well. Something about the Rotunda boys, they know how to pull off this shit. So I honestly think that this character is in a really, really good position to succeed. And it seems like the lineup for this is Dexter Lumis, Bo Dallas, Nikki Cross, Eric Rowan, and Joe Gacy. I'm very curious to see how this is all executed, because one question that is going to need to be answered is this going to be an explicitly supernatural thing? Because in that case, that would make it very tricky. I mean, trust me, I'm a Christ Chad. I'm all into demonology and crazy stuff like that. So I wouldn't be opposed to it, but in wrestling, it's a little tough to translate sometimes beyond like The Undertaker. I sort of wonder if they are going to go the explicitly supernatural path, in which case off-site matches and cinematic matches could be coming back. But beyond the Wyatt Sicks, this episode of Raw genuinely was the best one they've done since WrestleMania. The TVs, Raw and SmackDown, since WrestleMania 40 have been solid, but they've been mostly groundwork. It's sort of that post-WrestleMania funk where it's time to rebuild and introduce new people. But the last few weeks, things like Drew McIntyre and CM Punk's angle, Braun Breaker's path of destruction, Adam Pearce allowing murder to take place on his show, fire his ass, get Nick Aldis in there, give him both shows, Gunther winning King of the Ring, Seth Rollins returning, and now the Wyatt Sicks reintroduction. Things are heating up again on Raw. So yeah, quick video, but very excited to see where this goes. And not to get all corny or anything, but I don't know. There really is something rather satisfying to see that it's Bo Dallas continuing Bray Wyatt's lineage and his legacy. As a brother myself, that's rather touching. So now, Kino crew, I pose the question to you. Who are you going to kill? Which supervisor are you going to piss off? However you do it, whoever it is, just be sure to keep it Kino. Because life is cinema. You're so bad.